with the Gurukula system. You know that you might be studied from 6th standard. So Gurukula system, there is a Gurukula system is a teacher-centric education system also. These ancient Hindu schools in India were residential in nature and with the Sisyas. That Sisyas means that you know that the students are living in the same house with the Guru or the teacher. That the Gurukula system is regarded as the teacher-centric education system. Teacher-centered curriculum. What are the things the Guru is going to present to the students? Means that the students have to accept each and everything from the Guru. That is called Gurukula. That the students won't ask any questions. That the students are not allowing to ask any questions to the Guru. So Guru means that you have to accept each and everything from the Guru in the Gurukula system also. The students live together irrespective of their social standing. That is the main thing in the Gurukula system. So you have to understand about the Gurukula system also. Just from the 4 Vedic system, just the Gurukula has play the vital role in Vedic system. The students lived together irrespective of their social standing is also that another one important point in the Gurukula system also. The curriculum of the Vedic system, the methods and the key aspects of Vedic era. So what are the things what are the curriculum of Vedic education and Vedic education and Vedic methods and the key aspects of Vedic era means that Vedic knowledge was imported by the Guru or the teacher. So you know that I don't want to tell many things about this one, that the Vedic knowledge was imported by the Guru or the teacher. Methods of teaching, that oral method as well as the chintan or the thinking. That oral method means that what you, if you have any clarification, means just you have to ask each and everything to the teacher also. That the Guru or the teacher is called that oral method. And the second method is also there. There are in this the Gurukula of Vedic system, there are 2 methods are there. The one is the oral method, and the second one is a chintan. The chintan is also otherwise called thinking. That what are you going to think? That if you want to tell something about this topic, means just you can tell to the Guru. That the way of thinking, that way of presenting is also that the second methods of teaching also. The admission procedure is different. That is in the admission procedure is also there. You know that what are the admission procedures also there in the Vedic system also. The discipline of brahmacharya or celibacy was compulsory. That this is the main procedure for this Vedic system. Just if you want to get the admission from that particular Vedic system curriculum, means that you have to do that one only. The discipline of brahmacharya or celibacy was compulsory. And 3 types of the institutions. One is the Gurukulas and Parishas. Parishas means that the academics and Sammalans. Sammalans means that the conferences. These are all the things. 3 types of institutions in the curriculum of Vedic system, Vedic education system. That one is the Gurukulas. That the second one is the Parishas. Parishas is nothing but that is the academies only. That and Semblance is nothing but the conferences. So through these 3 types of institutions only we can get more knowledge from the Guru as well as the teachers. The education in the sutras and the epics, these are all the things that in the ancient Vedic system also. That sutras, that education in the sutras and the epics means that this is the very, very important in that particular period. The period of Vedic literature was followed by the sutra literature. That most of the candidates might be understood about this one. Sutra literature also, that the literature people can understand what is a Sutra literature, that the period of the Vedic literature was followed by that the Sutra literature. It falls between 600 BC to and 200 BC. So in this age, that the rules and the regulation of the education were manifested mainly in the forms of the Dharma Sutra. That what we have to do, the Sutra literature, we must know about that Sutra literature, and we must know about the Dharma Sutras, that it falls between 600 BC to 600 BC and 200 BC also. And in this age, the rules and regulations of the education were manifested mainly in the form of the Dharma Sutras also. And it embodies the principles of social contact and code of duties for the teachers as well as the students also. This is a very, very important point. Just you have to note it. If they ask any questions from this part, means that they may be asked from this part, from this part only. It embodies the principles of the social contact and the code of duties for the teachers and the students also. It's a very, very important principle in the education system in the sutras and the epics. Education in the Buddhist era, that after the successful completion of that Vedic, just we have to think about the Buddhism. Buddhist, you know that what is Buddhist era, what is meant by Buddhism. Just you might be got some idea about this Buddhism from the 6th standard. The main aim of education in the Buddhist period was the purity of character. It's a very, very important point. Okay, that is a Buddhist period. What they are going to do, insist to the society means that the main aim of education in the Buddhist period was the purity of the character, and also the main aim was to propagate the Buddhism. Just they want to propagate the Buddhism, and it gives importance to the tools for the educating the students. Just if they want to fulfill their education system, means they will take the students to the some other places for the education tour excursion for educating the students also. The students were encouraged to gain the practical and real form of the theoretical knowledge gained by them, understanding the long trips. Okay, just why they are taking to the students to the long trip means they want to know each and everything about the topic, means that they are insisting to give the students about the theoretical knowledge as well as the practical knowledge. This is the main aim of the Buddhist era also. And so how do we get the admission? Means just we have to enter. That the beginning of the stage is called Pratibhada, and if you are going to close our session, means just if the students are getting after getting the knowledge from that particular education system, especially the Buddhism era, means just there are two types are there. One is the beginning, and that second one is the closing. So beginning is called the Pratibhada and closing is called the Purnima. Okay. So just they may be asked one question from this particular area. Pratibhada, what is meant by Pratibhada means that beginning. How do we get the admission? How do we enter into the Buddhism education system? That is called Pratibhada. And after the successful completion of the course in the Buddhism education system, means that we have to come out from the course, means that is called Purnima. So we have to understand about the Pratibhada. Pratibhada means that the beginning, and Purnima is called the closing the session also. In higher education, religion, philosophy, military, science, medicine, and other difficult subjects also were taught in the So in the higher education, religion, philosophy, military science, medicine, and other difficult subjects also were taught in the particular education system that is called Buddhism. And major educational centers and universities in India, just that in ancient India, okay. So after that four Vedic education systems, just we have to think of it in ancient India means that ancient India means that Taxila or Dakshashila. So Taxila means what is meant by Dakshashila or Taxila means that being situated as a distance of 20 miles in the west of Rawalpindi. You know that where it is where Rawalpindi is situated. Rawalpindi belongs to Pakistan. Okay, so once it was in India only, that being situated at a distance of 20 miles in the west of Rawalpindi, Taxila was the capital of the Kanthar kingdom. Just what is meant by Taxila, we know, and we must be that if you want to crack the net examination, means just you have to think about what is meant by Taxila and where it is located, where it was located, and what is the Kanthar kingdom? Just we must study properly what is meant by Kanthar kingdom. That the Kanthar kingdom, in the Kanthar kingdom, that is Taxila was the capital of Kanthar kingdom in India. Once it was in India, now it is in Pakistan only. And according to the Valmiki Ramayana, that it is also mentioned in the Valmiki Ramayana also, that according to Valmiki Ramayana, Prince 36 Bharat founded this city and appointed his son Taxa as the ruler of the territory. So what is meant by Taxa? That the son of the son of ruler of territory, that he was appointed. So just we must understand that according to Valmiki Ramayana, Prince 36 Bharat founded this city and appointed his son Daksala, Daksa as the ruler of the territory. Daksasila was an ancient India city, which is now northwestern Pakistan, and it is an important archaeological site, and in the UNESCO declared it to be the World Heritage Site in 1980. Just according to that archaeological site, and the UNESCO declared it to be the World Heritage Site in the year 1980. Just we must understand that we have to study it properly, then only then we can crack it. And after that Daksasila or Taxila, just we must know about the what is a Nalanda. Just we might be studied about the Nalanda University. Nalanda, just who is a Nalanda? When it was established, just we have to think and we have to study it properly. That Nalanda reached its zenith of progress. Just what is meant by zenith? That zenith of progress at the hands of the kings of the Gupta dynasty, Kumaragupta, Kumaragupta 1, 414 to 445 AD. So Nalanda reached the zenith of progress at the hands of the kings of the Gupta dynasty. Just Gupta dynasty, that Kumaragupta first only has established this university, Nalanda University, from 414 to 445 AD. The Nalanda was the ancient center of high learning in Bihar from 427 BCE to 1197 BCE. Just we must understand the year also, that 427 BCE to 1197 BCE. That Nalanda was the ancient center of high learning center in Bihar. So Nalanda was the center of Buddhist studies in the ancient world. That if you study about the Buddhism, means just we must understand about who is Nalanda and who is what is a Nalanda University, what they taught in the Nalanda University. They have taught many things, especially they have given much importance for the Buddhist or Buddhist studies. So Nalanda was the center of Buddhist studies in the ancient world, and that we have to know about the historian writes about the Nalanda University. Okay, just we must, if you have a chance, you just write that, just read that quotes about the Nalanda University by a historian. The unknown historian writes about the Nalanda University. The University of Nalanda was the educational center of international moral comparable in the universalism of its thought, the wide range of its studies, the international character of its community to the greatest universities of modern time like Oxford, Cambridge, Paris, and Harvard University. This is the one of the finest quote by a historian about the Nalanda University. Just I would like to read it once again. The University of Nalanda was the education center of the international moral comparable in the universalism of its thought, the wide range of its studies, the international character of its community to the greatest universities of modern time like Oxford, Cambridge, Paris, and Harvard. So you know that these are all the ancient universities. Oxford University is and the ancient university. Cambridge is also that ancient university. Paris University is also ancient university, and Harvard also that ancient university. Among all the four ancient universities that are like our Nalanda University also like Oxford, Cambridge, Paris, and Harvard. So this is one of the fantastic quotation given by a historian. And the third one about the wallaby. What is meant by wallaby? So what is meant by wallaby means it can be aptly be regarded as the rival of the Nalanda in fame and educational research. So Wallaby University, why it is created, why it is established means the rival of Nalanda. Just you must understand the word rival of Nalanda. Okay. So nowadays that many people are living a rival of others only. Okay, so like that only it can aptly be regarded as the rival of the Nalanda in the fame and the especially for the fame as well as educational importance also. So this is a very very important uh, for creating the Wallaby University in the ancient India also. Maistraka kings between 475 to 775 AD. So this was established by Maitrika kings between in which year means that 475 to that 775 AD. So Vikramasila, this is also fourth one. That the first one Daksasila or Taxila, the second one Nalanda, third one Wallaby, and fourth one Vikramasila. What is meant by Vikramasila University? That in ancient the Vikramasila was playing a vital role. The vicar of Vikramasila was established by the famous emperor Dharmabala of the Hall dynasty in the 8th century of northern Magadha at a beautiful hill on the bank of the river Ganges. So where it was located means in the bank of on the bank of river Ganges also. So this is the Vikramasila. Just you might be studied about the Vikramasila University. The vicar of Vikramasila was established by the famous emperor Dharmabala of the Bal dynasty in the 8th century. It belongs to 8th century in the northern Magadha at a beautiful hill on the bank of the river Ganges. So there are 108 scholars were appointed as the in charge and acharyas of the various temples. Okay, so there are 108 scholars were appointed as the in charge and acharyas of the various temples. Just you might be known something about the word acharya, sir. And along with the 108 scholars, there are 6 additional pandits also were appointed for a general management. So there are 108 scholars were appointed as the in charge, along with the acharyas of the various temples also. Along with the 108 scholars, there are 6 additional pandits also were appointed for general management purpose, and there are 144 permanent scholars in the university. So these are all the history of the Vikramasila that if you want to crack NET examinations, just you might be studied about who is Vikramasila and what is the purpose of the establishing of the Vikramasila University in the ancient India also. And fifth one also that SAR also has sent many materials about this Vikramasila. Just if you have a time to means just to you just to go and go through that topic about that Vikramasila. And fifth one is about the Mithila. What is meant by Mithila? In the Upanishads age, the Mithila became the prominent seat of the Brahminical system of education. That this is all about the Brahminical system of education also. They didn't give chance to other people also. So in the Upanishadic age, that Mithila became the prominent seat of the Brahminical system of education. It was named, the Mithila also has other name, that Vidya. So from the 12th century to the 15th century, Mithila had been an important center of the learning and the culture. Just in the up to from 12th century to the 15th century, that Mithila had been an important center of the learning and culture up to the period of Mughal Emperor Akbar. So it has been started in the year in the 12th century, that up to the period of Mughal Emperor Akbar, it continued to flourish as an important center of education and culture credited with the countrywide repute. This is one of the finest point about the Mithila. So that it has been started in the year in the 12th century, and it has been going up to that period of Mughal Emperor Akbar. It continued to flourish as an important center of education and culture, credited with the countrywide repute. This is one of the finest point in the Mithila University in the ancient Vedic period. And Odantapuri. Sir, what is meant by Odantapuri? So just we have to think about that Udantapuri, what is meant by Udantapuri. Udantapuri could not attain that level of fame and repute which either Nalanda or Vikramshila had accomplished. Still, nearly 1,000 monks and students resided and received the education there. Still, nearly 1,000 monks and students resided and received the education there. So, Udantapuri plays a vital role. Udantapuri could not attain that level of fame as well as the repute which either Nalanda or Vikramshila. They didn't go up to this level, Nalanda as well as Vikramshila, but something is better than nothing only. That they have given much importance for the education, and there are nearly 1,000 monks and students that resided and received the education there. Is one of the future of the Udantapuri education. Udantapuri University, and it was established by the Dharmabala of Bala dynasty during the 8th century in the Magadha. That according to the ancient Tibetan records, there were about 12,000 students studying at this university. This is one of the future of the university, that Udantapuri, that around according to the ancient Tibetan records, that they have given a proper record about the Udantapuri, that according to the ancient Tibetan records, there were around 12,000 students were studying at this university. This is the record about the Udantapuri University. And the seventh one is about the Somapura. That the Somapura, just you might be studied about the Somapura. At least you might be got some idea about the Somapura also. This gain was established by the Dharmabala of Bala dynasty, like the previous one, Udantapuri, and this again was established by Dharmabala of Bala dynasty during the late 8th century in the West Bengal also. It was a major center of learning for Buddhism, Jainism, and Hinduism. That they have given much importance for all the three education systems, especially that Buddhism education system, Jainism, as well as the Hinduism also. And that eighth one is about Nadia, that Nadia or Nadia. The Nadia or Nadia was formerly called the Navadip. So it is also situated at the confluence of the Ganga or the Jalangiri rivers in Bengal. It's a very, very important note. Just you have to note it in it. So it is situated in the confluence of the Ganga and the Jalangiri rivers in the West Bengal, and it was the center of the trade and commerce as well as the learning and the culture. So they have given much importance for the trade and commerce as well as the learning and the culture also. The importance of Nadia grew still more as a result of the downfall of the Nalanda and Vikramshila, and it began to be regarded as the eminent center of the Hindu culture as well as education. So this is also very, very important point in the Nadia. So the importance of the Nadia grew still more as a result of the downfall of the Nalanda as well as the Vikramshila, and that the Nadia began to be regarded as the ancient eminent center of the Hindu culture as well as the Hindu education system also. And these are all the things about that ancient, these are all that happened before independence. And after independence, what are the things we have to discuss means that we have to think about the first education commission after independence, that you might be known about who is Radhakrishnan and what is the Radhakrishnan Education Commission also. Just as an educationist, we must understand about that Radhakrishnan Education Commission from 1948 to 49. That you know that who is Radhakrishnan, the first vice president of India after independence, and the second president of India also. The first major commission, this is the first major commission to study the state of the universities in India after the independence was the Radhakrishnan Education Commission. You already know that the University Grants Commission or University Education Commission in 1948 to 49. And what is the aim of this Radhakrishnan Education Commission means that it aims to report on Indian university education and suggest improvements and extensions that may be desirable to suit the present and future requirements of the country. So this area, definitely they will ask at least one question from this particular area. Okay, so just everybody that those who are attending today's class, just note it in your diary also. Definitely they will ask one question from this particular area. What is the aim of the Radhakrishnan Education Commission? To report on the Indian education, Indian university education, and suggest the they will give some suggestions to the improvements and as well as the extensions that may be desirable to suit the present and the future requirements of the country. It's a very, very important about the Radhakrishnan Education Commission 1948 to 49. The commission report was devoted to the problem of the medium, especially what is the problem of the medium? Language problem only. So the commission report was devoted to the problem of the medium, especially language of instruction at the university level. So we have to give much importance for our first language, especially our vernacular language or mother tongue. Otherwise, that we go for the second language, especially English language. That the education, Radhakrishnan Education Commission was devoted to the problem of the medium of instruction at the university level. And the last recommendation became the reality in 1956 when the University Grants Commission was established by an act of parliament that stated that the Constitution of India vests the parliaments with the exclusive authority in regard to the coordination, determination of standards in institutions of higher education and research and scientific and technical institutions. This is one of the finest feature of this Radhakrishnan Education Commission also. Just we have to write it once again. I would like to read it again. The last recommendation became the reality in 1956 when the University Grants Commission was established by an act of parliament that stated that the Constitution of India vests Parliament with the exclude authority in regard to coordination and determination of standards in institutions of higher education and research and scientific and technical institutions. And just after Dr. Radhakrishnan Education Commission 1948 to 49, just we have to think about that we have to focus about the Secondary Education Commission, or otherwise called Dr. A. Lakshmana Swami Mudaliar Commission. Just we have to think about what is the secondary education. It has another name also, Dr. A.L. Mudaliar's Education Commission. The Secondary Education Commission was appointed by the Government of India, resolution on 23rd September. Just I would like to request to all the participants, just we have to study the date, month and year also. If you study the properly date, month and year means that we can crack a net examination. Just once again request to all the participants, just you have to note it in your mind as well as take down your notebook also. The Secondary Education Commission was appointed by the Government of India, resolution on 23rd September 1952 under the chairmanship of Dr. A. Lakshmana Swami Mudaliar. We must be known that who is Dr. A. Lakshmana Swami Mudaliar, that he was the chairmanship of the Secondary Education Commission. He was appointed by the Government of India on 23rd September 1952. And why it is happened, why it is established, means to examine the prevailing system of secondary education in the country. So just we have to reform our education system, especially we have to reform our the secondary education properly. That's only that it has been appointed by the Government of India and the resolution on 23rd September 1952 under the chairmanship of Dr. A. Lakshmana Swami Mudaliar. And it was aimed to suggest the measures for its reorganization and improvement with reference to the aims, organization and the content of the secondary education. Its relationship to the primary and higher education and the interrelations of secondary education of different types. So note it once again. And it's a relationship. It's a relationship to the primary and the higher education, and the interrelations of the secondary schools of different types. That it might be uh, um, acted as the bridge between the primary as well as the higher education. Just that the secondary education must give equal weightage to both the primary education as well as the higher education. It acts as a bridge between the primary education as well as the higher education. So that's only that they have mentioned that the interrelations of the secondary schools of the different types also. And after that, the Mudaliar's Education Commission, just we have to think about what is meant by Kothari Education Commission 1964. Who is the Kothari? So commission was appointed under the provision of the resolution of the Government of India dated that it was dated in 23rd September, and this date is about 14th July 1964, and it began its task on the October 2, 1964. So the commission, the Kothari Education Commission 1964, was appointed under the provision of the resolution of the Government of India dated 14th July 1964, and it began its task on the resolution as passed on 14th July 1964, and it began its task on October 2, 1964. And it consists of total 17 members. So among all the members who are there, so among all the 17 members, were 14 members, one member secretary, one associate secretary, and Dr. S. Kothari. Dr. T.S. Kothari, chairman of the UGC, was appointed as the chairman of the commission. So Kothari Education Commission as well as the UGC chairman also. So he has been appointed as the Kothari Education Commission chairman. And it consists of the total 17 members, where 14 members, one member secretary, one associate secretary, and the chairman. Who was the chairman? Dr. D.S. Kothari of the UGC was appointed as the chairman of the commission. The commission submitted its report to the government on 29th. After 2 years, they have submitted the report to the government of India on June 29th, 1966. It was laid on the table of the House on August 29, 1966. The report of the commission is a voluminous document about 700 pages. It's very, very important. So how many pages they have prepared a report? It means around 700 pages report they have prepared in the Kothari Education Commission 1964. And the Ramamurthy Review Committee, just after Dr. D.S. Kothari Education Commission, just we have to study about the Ramamurthy Review Committee. So who is the Ramamurthy Review? Means that the committee to review the national policy on education, NEP 1986. So you know that when Rajiv Gandhi was the prime minister, that it was established by the Ministry of Human Resource Development. At the time, that Narasimha Rao was the first MHRD minister. Under Narasimha Rao, the former prime minister, as well as the first MHRD minister, that Ramamurthy has appointed as the review committee on that on 7th November 1990 with Acharya Ramamurthy as the chairman and 16 others also members. How many members they consist of that Ramamurthy review committee? Means that along with Acharya Ramamurthy, that there are 16 others also members. So what they have done in that particular review committee means that so you know that is there any relationship between that new education policy 1986 and the Ramamurthy Review Committee? That what are the things that happened in new education policy that Ramamurthy, Acharya Ramamurthy has reviewed? These are all the things happened in that particular education commission. So these are all the things needed. These are all the things no needed. So just we have to that Ramamurthy has reviewed properly and has submitted the report to the government of India also. So the committee to review the national education policy on education 1986 was formed on 7th November 1990 with the Acharya Ramamurthy committee, Ramamurthy as a chairman and others, other 60 members also. So towards on enlightened and human society, the commission bears the title So they have given and they have beard the title also. What is the title of Ramamurthy Review Committee means towards on enlightenment mind as well as it, we have to take down in our notebook also that towards on enlightened and human society is a other title of the Ramamurthy Review Committee, and the commission bears the title towards on enlightened and human society. The committee was appointed to review the national policy on education 1986 and make recommendations. Just they have given some recommendations about new in 86. And Oriental conventional and non-conventional learning programs in India. So that after that, all Ramamurthy Education Committee, that Kodari Education Committee, and the Secondary Education Committee, which means that the Mudaliar Education Commission and the Radhakrishnan Education Commission, just we have to think about that the Oriental conventional and non-conventional learning programs in India. So this is also other title, just what we have to do, what we have to study in that particular area means what is meant by Oriental education. So Oriental education involved three basic process in which which means Sravana, Manana, Nidhyasan. What is meant Sravana? Sravana means a stage of acquiring the knowledge of Shrutis by listening. Sravana means that what are the stages of acquiring the knowledge of Shrutis by listening. Just we have to listen properly, the Shrutis by listening only, that we have to acquire the stage of acquiring the knowledge of Shrutis by listening. And Manana means it's nothing but meaning people should think. We have to listen properly. After listening, that we have to think properly. We have to analyze properly, analyze themselves about what they heard, what they listened, what they have heard, what they have listened also. That is called under the Manana. Yeah. Um, so, and after Manana, just what we have to do means Nidhyasan. Nidhyasan meaning that the comprehension of the truth and apply into the real life. So we have to listen it properly. After listening, we have to think it, we have to analyze themselves about what they heard, what they listened is called a manana. And Nidhyasan is means that comprehension of the truth. That just we have to, as a educationist, as well as a literacy person, we have to comprehend the truth, which is the truth, or in English literature, that one essayist is also there, Francis Bacon. So in his essay, just he told to the society, those who are going to read that particular essay means simply they have asked the questions, what is meant by truth? What is meant by truth? So immediately they didn't wait for the answer, that it is a very hard to grasp the meaning, sir. Immediately they have written that Francis Bacon has written. Immediately they didn't wait for them. What is that? One person has asked to other person what is meant by truth, and he didn't wait for the answer. Immediately, then he also replied. So truth means it's a very difficult to grasp the meaning. So like that only, what is meant by Sravana, what is meant by Manana and Nidhyasan. So what is the Sravana means that is Shrutis by listening, what they have to listen properly, and we have to think it, we have to analyze it, and we have to apply what they have heard, what we have heard, what we have listened is called Manana, and Nidhyasan is also that meaning of comprehension of the truth and apply into the real life is. This is the Oriental education. Oriental education involved the three basic processes. What are the three basic processes? Means Sravana, Manana, and Nidhyasan. So Institute of Oriental Learning in India. So there are many institutions of Oriental Learning in India. The first one is Adayar Library and Research Center, Asiatic Society, Bandharkar Oriental Research Institute, Ganganath Kandriya Sanskrit Vidyabit, Kupuswami Sastri Research Institute, Madras Sanskrit College, Mythic Society, Oriental Institute, Oriental Manuscripts Library, Oriental Research Institute, Oriental Research Institute. Again, it is repeated. Then the Sanskrit Academy, Sanskrit Swagitya Parisad, the Government Sanskrit College, Sravati Mahal Library, Viswaran, Viswaran and Vishwa Bantu Institute of Sanskrit and Indological Studies. So these are all the institutions of the Oriental learning in India. Just you have to note it in your mind. And the conventional teaching as well as the non-conventional teaching. After that, what is meant by conventional teaching and what is meant by non-conventional teaching also, just we have to see now that what is a conventional teaching means it is a basic and passive learning. So in this method, the students should not act as active participants. The students may be acted as a passive listeners only. So in the conventional teaching, it's basically basic listening or basic learning where the child listens to the teacher and follows the direction from the teacher who set in the pace of instruction. Students provided with the knowledge, skills, and experience is called conventional teaching. That is the one method of teaching. And the second one method of teaching is also there. That is called non-conventional teaching method. It is active learning. So that is called the non-conventional teaching means that the passive learning. That the non-conventional teaching is called active learning, where the most freely choosing her own work and pace at the which it is being done. The teacher, if any, may just be facilitator, general development of students and mastering of learning models. So in the conventional model, the students won't ask any question to the teachers also. They won't interact with the teachers. They may be interacted or they may not be interacted, but if they are not interacting means that is called under the conventional method also. In the non-conventional method, it means that the students also acted as a active learner, active listener also. So this is there are two methods of teaching, conventional method and as well as the non-conventional teaching. And professional, technical, and skill-based education is also just we have to think, we have to study it right now means. What are the statutory bodies and regulatory bodies? You know that what is meant by UGC, NCTA, MCI, DCI, RUSA, COA, BCI, RCI, AACTA, NCRT, CCIM, INC, PSI, PCI, DEC, CCH, ICER. So these are all the statutory bodies, that regulatory bodies. Just we have to think about the professional and technical skill-based education also. And after that, the ABEX educational bodies in India. So what is meant by ABEX educational bodies in India? So just we have to think about the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, NAC. It is located in Bangalore also. So you know that the National Education Policy 1986 initiated the idea of quality assurance in the higher education in India. And it was after this that the National Board of Accreditation, NPA. So there is a bond between that NAC as well as the NPA, National Board of Accreditation. So both are thinking about the quality assurance. So it was formed under the All India Council for Technical Education, ACI, that AACTE. AACTE only gives the accreditation to the engineering colleges, you know that. So the National Policy on Education 1986, it has initiated the idea of the quality assurance in the higher education in India. And it was after this that the National Board of Accreditation, NPA, was formed under the All India Council for Technical Education under the National Assessment Accreditation Council, NAC, under the UGC. So there are 7 criteria are there. Just those who are working in higher education institutions mentioned that they might be known about all the 7 criteria. So what are the 7 criteria means that curricular aspects, the teaching, learning, and evaluation. Third, research consultancy and extension. Fourth, infrastructure and learning resources. And fifth, student support and progression. And sixth, governance, leadership, and management. That innovations and the best practices. Just if you fill, if the education institutions fulfill all the 7 criteria, means that automatically they will give good marks from the NAC also. If they get the good marks, means automatically they will go for the um, mm, A plus plus. Just you know that I don't want to tell anything about NAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council also. And just after NAC, just we have to think about that the NPA. What is meant by NPA? The National Board of Accreditation. NPA also was established by the AICTA. Just it was both. It was in 1986 or 1994. Both. Um, uh, Statutory bodies have been introduced by AICTE only. The NPA also was established by the AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education, in 1994 with the purpose of the evaluating the technical programs. So NPA only gives that proper accreditation to the um, evaluating our technical programs. That the rest of the programs is also there. That may normally teacher education programs and other programs also. That NAC only will give the accreditation to other programs except that technical programs, engineering colleges also. The NPA was established by AICTE in 1994 with the purpose of the evaluating technical programs, and it also became one of the autonomous accreditation body in January 2010 with the mission to ensure that the technical and professional institutions. It includes that those in the engineering, technology, architecture, pharmacy, and hospitality fields are providing the relevant and quality educations. So we have to study about the National Board of Accreditation, NPA, very clearly. So it was established in the year 2010 January, and it was established with a mission to ensure that the technical and professional institutions, it including those in the engineering, technology, architecture, pharmacy, and hospitality, and these fields are providing the relevant and quality education is called National Board of Accreditation. So this accreditation process starts with the self-assessment report. Just you know that self-assessment report, ACR report, self-assessment report is very, very important. There is a self-assessment report is the heart of the institution. So just the institution, if institution prepare the self-assessment report properly, means that definitely they will get the accreditation from the NPA as well as NAC also. So higher education self-assessment report. The higher education self-assessment report covers the following criteria. So what are the criteria we have to follow? Means that vision, mission, and program educational objectives, program outcomes, program curriculum, students' performance, faculty contributions, facilities and technical support, academic support units and teaching learning process, governance, institutional support and financial resources, continuous improvement. So these are all the 9 criteria. In NAC, there are 7 criteria. In SCR, self appraisal report or self-assessment report. So once it was appraisal report, SCR, self-appraisal report, now it has been changed self-assessment report. Higher education self-assessment report covers the following criteria. So there are the 9 criteria the institutions have to fulfill. If they fulfill automatically, they will get that criteria from the NAC as well as NPA. So NPA assigns the institutions one of the 3 possibilities schedules for accreditation. So it is accredited or provisionally accredited or not accredited. So there are 3 things only they have to think about that NPA. So NPA assigns the institutions one of the 3 possible schedules for accreditation. One is accredited or provisionally accredited. But in this NPA, national NPA, that it gives it It assigns the institution one of the three possible schedules for accreditation, accredited, provisional accredited, or not accredited only. So just after that, the University Grants Commission, what is meant by University Grants Commission? The University Grants Commission, you already know about that. You might be studied properly about the University Grants Commission also. So University Grants Commission is a statutory body or statutory organization established by an Act of Parliament in 1956. Don't forget that the year 1956 for the coordination, determination, and maintenance of standards of university education. So as per the University Grants Commission, just what they are giving, what they are, why they are, they have established by an Act of Parliament in 1956 for the coordination, first one, for the determination, second one, for the maintenance of the standards of university education is the third one. So these three things are very, very important in the University Grants Commission. Apart from the providing grants to eligible the universities and colleges, the commission also advises the central and state governments on the measures which are necessary for the development of the higher education. How do we develop the higher education? These are all the things they have discussed about the quality education as well as the maintaining the standards of university education. So these are all the things very, very important in the University Education Grants Commission, UGC. And it functions from the New Delhi as well as the 6 regional offices located in many regional offices in University Grants Commission means that there are 6 regional offices. So one is Bangalore, second one from Bhopal, and the third one from Guwahati, and the fourth one from Hyderabad, and fifth one Kolkata, and sixth one from the Pune. So Bangalore, Bhopal, Guwahati, Hyderabad, Kolkata, and Pune. So this is about the University Grants Commission, UGC, and after that we have to think about the National Council for Educational Research and Training, NCERT. Just you know very well. You might be appeared many interviews in the NCERT. You might be got some idea about that NCERT also. That the National Council of Educational Research and Training is an autonomous organization of the Government of India that was established on 1st September 1961 as a literary, scientific, and charitable society under the Society's Registration Act. Its headquarters are located at Sri Aurobindo Marg in New Delhi, NCERT. This is very, very important. They have asked many times. So where it is located? No? So just you have to think about the address of the NCERT, the headquarters of NCERT. So its headquarters are located at Sri Aurobindo Marg in New Delhi, NCERT. Is the apex body for curriculum-related matters for the school education in India. So it is the apex body for curriculum-related matters for school education in India. So what they are doing means that they are making new syllabuses and they are making textbook also, NCERT book and state government books, and there are many matters they are discussing. So that's only it is considered as the apex body of our curriculum related matters for the school education in India. And the NCERT assists and advises the central and the state governments on academic matters related to the school education. This is also very, very important point. Just you have to note it. And it helps to assist or it helps to advise the central and the state governments on academic matters related to the school education. So it also provides the support and technical assistance to a number of schools in India and oversees many aspects of the enforcement of education policies. So this is also very, very important point. It helps to provide the support and the technical assistance to a number of schools in India and oversees many aspects of enforcement of education policies. Okay. So the major constituent units of the NCERT, Central Institute of Vocational Education, PSS, CIB, Bhopal, Regional Institute of Education, RIE, Ajmer, Regional Institute of Education, RIE, Bhopal, RIE, Bhubaneswar, RIE, Mysore, and the Northeast Regional Institute of Education, Sri Lanka. So these are all the major constituent units of NCERT that they may be asked some questions from these areas also. Just you have to note it. that what are the constituent units of NCRT? National Institute of Education, NIE New Delhi, CIT New Delhi, PSSS, PSSCIVE Bhopal, RIE Ajmer, RIE Bhopal, RIE Bhubaneswar, RIE Mysore, RIE NERIE Shillong. NERIE means Northeast Regional Institute of Education, Shillong. So these are all the major constituent units of NCRT. And after that, what is meant by CBSE, Central Board of Secondary Education, that once that before NTA, National Testing Agency, National Testing Agency, that the NET examination was conducted by Central Board of Secondary Education. So now this work has been handed over to National Testing Agency also. And so what is meant by CBSE? Central Board of Secondary Education means it is a board of education for the public and private schools. The board conducts final examinations every spring for all and all India senior school certificate examinations, AISSCE, for class 10th and 12th. So you know that it is a board of education for a public and private schools. The board conducts the final examinations on every spring season for all India senior school certificate examination, AISSCE, for class 10th as well as for class 12th. The board also annually conducts the AIEEE examination for admission to the undergraduate courses in engineering and architecture in numerous colleges, in numerous universities of India also. So the board is also annually conducts, not biannually, annually conducts the AIEEE examination for admission to undergraduate courses in the engineering as well as architecture in numerous colleges of India. And it also conducts the APMET examination. You know that APMET, All India Pre-Medical Test for admission to major medical colleges in Tamil Nadu. So if you want to get the admission from JIPMER college, means they have to crack the APMET examination. So JIPMER is also locating in Pondicherry region. So the APMET examination, they will conduct the CBSE conducts the APMET examination. So if you want to get admission from JIPMER, means just they have to crack APMET examination. It also conducts the APMET examination. APMET means nothing is that All India Pre-Medical Test for admission to major medical colleges in India. And after CBSE, just we have to think about that CISCE, Council for Indian School Certificate Examination. What is meant by CISCE means that the Council of Indian School Certificate Examination is a private and non-governmental board of school education in India. It is a private. CISCE is a private and non-governmental board of school education in India. It conducts two examinations: Indian Certificate of Secondary Education (ICSC) and Indian School Certificate (ISC). ICSC as well as ISC, Indian Certificate of Secondary Education as well as Indian School Certificate (ISC). ICSC is an examination meant for those Indian students who have just completed their 10th standard class. ISC is a public examination conducted for those studying 12th standard. So it depends upon our the standard only. If the students appear in the 10th standard, means that they have to clear ICSC examination. If the students appear in the 12th class, means that they have to clear that ISC examinations. ISC means Indian School Certificate. ICSC means Indian Certificate of Secondary Education. So this also statutory body in India, the Council of Indian School Certificate Examination. And after that only, just we have to think about the National Institute of Open Schooling, NIOS. What is meant by NIOS? They will ask some questions, or at least one questions from this area also. What is meant by NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling? So NIOS is formally known as the National Open School. NOS was established in the year 1989, especially in the month of November. So, it is an autonomous organization in the pursuance of the National Policy on Education 1986 by the Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India. So, when it is established in 1989, and as per the instruction of the Human Resource Development, as per the instruction of MHRD, Government of India, just they are giving much importance for the open school education. I mean, National Open School as well as the National Institute of Open Schooling. So NIOS is providing a number of vocational or life enrichment program as well as the community-oriented courses besides the government general and academic courses at the secondary as well as the senior secondary level in that particular area, NIOS. So NIO is providing a number of vocational as well as the life enrichment programs, open basic education programs, OBE, open basic education programs. So just they will give much importance for the vocational as well as the life enrichment as well as the community oriented courses. Along with these courses, they also offer something about that elementary level courses through its open basic education programs. So what is meant by OBE means that open